Hello and welcome back to the YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down Emily and my plans for 2024 when it comes to building our property investment portfolio. Now, if you've been following my channel at all, you'll see that Emily and I have been slowly building up our portfolio over time, and it's now giving us choices in life, which is amazing. So I want to share with you where we've been and where we're heading in 2024. Now, to give you the quick recap, Emily and I own 3 properties here in Brisbane. The first property we never showed on the YouTube channel. It was bought on the north side of Brisbane, roughly 2 to 3 kilometers north of the city, and was our very first home. We did a bunch of renovations on that place, refinanced, pulled out equity, and bought the second property, which was the Baby Queenslander. You can find that renovation series here on YouTube, which was a little 2-bedroom home we bought for $544,000 in 2020 during COVID, in April 2020 from memory, and we renovated that home for around $35,000. We doubled our money, pulled out our equity, and went again and bought another property, which is our own home. It's the Gable Queenslander, which we've again been creating another renovation series here on YouTube. After all that, we were able to refinance our entire portfolio and buy a unit block in Coffs Harbour for $1.4 million. So that's where we've been. If you want to go back and watch all of those renovation series on the Baby Queenslander, the Gable Queenslander, and we're going down to renovate at Coffs Harbour in the near future, then go back and check out all of those videos. But today is about our plans for 2024. Let's break down what we're going to be doing next year and why. The first big thing is we're going to be having a baby. We have another baby boy due in February 2024. So the start of our year, the plan is to really enjoy that. We're looking forward to having another member to our family. So we're going to have 2 boys. We're going to have Asa and our new baby boy due in February. So that's really exciting for us. We're also doing major works on the Gable Queenslander. As you may have seen if you've been following the channel, we've got huge plans. So the house was a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom with an outhouse downstairs, little Queenslander, on the south side of Brisbane, roughly 5 kilometers from the city. Now, our plans with that home have significantly changed. So we're going to be creating a 5-bed, 3-bath, 2-car with a swimming pool. So we originally had plans to do this renovation in 3 to 5 years' time. But given how the business has been progressing and our family's been progressing quickly, Emily and I bit the bullet and decided to move out about 6 months ago. So we're going to be dropping a whole renovation series on the Gable Queenslander to give you feedback and show you exactly what we spent, how we spent it. And so we're hoping that will be finished by Easter in 2024. I'm putting it out there into the stratosphere. So we've been praying for that. I'm really hoping that 2024 it'll be done early in the year. But as I'm sure you're all aware, that happens with major projects. When we're lifting a house up, we're building it underneath, we're adding on a deck off the back, creating in a swimming pool. Things can and will go wrong. So we're going to have some grace for that timeline, but we're hoping by April 2024, we'll be back in the home. So that's a big spend for our property plan in 2024. We'll probably be spending about $500,000 on the property and looking to double our return. So if we spend $500,000, we're looking to double that in value based on the final value of the home. So to give you a guide, we bought the property for $681,000. Now, spending about $500,000 will put us in all at $1.2 million. And that is $500,000 of cash, cold hard cash, which we're eventually going to look to refinance out of the property. The end value of the property should be somewhere between $1.8 to $2 million. Another property on our street sold for around that $2 million mark in the last 12 months, and sales in our suburb on the south side of Brisbane have again been around that $1.8 to $2.5 million for a 5-bed, 3-bath, 2-car home on a similar sized block to ours. So we'll wait and see what happens early in the year, but those are our major property plans for the start of the year. We're also going to be doing some renovations on our Coffs Harbour units. Some of that's going to happen late this year in 2023, and they'll also potentially happen mid to late next year in 2024. So the plan with the unit block in Coffs Harbour is to slowly update the units over time. We've got a handyman down in Coffs Harbour who's been amazing so far, who's been painting some of the units. And again, we'll want to upgrade the kitchens, upgrade the bathrooms, change the floor plan a little bit, potentially in one of the units or in the house as well. And so there's a bit of work to be done down in Coffs Harbour. Each of those renovations budgets is somewhere between $5,000 to $25,000. It does depend on what the unit needs or what the house needs, because it's a house and 3 units on the one property. Now, it's a very good value for us to spend that money because we're looking to update the properties, increase the rent, hold quality tenants over time. So it's money well spent in my books. And again, when we look to refinance the property down the track, we'll be able to pull out that money by refinancing, increasing the debt, and getting access to that cash again. Now, the next big thing in 2024 is looking at our structuring in our property portfolio. Now, this is something a lot of people gloss over. They love the buying of the properties and the building the asset base. And Emily and I have been lucky enough to build over a $5 million property portfolio, including our own home. The reason I include our own home in the property portfolio is it adds a lot of capital and a lot of value add potential to our property portfolio. We're able to leverage our own home to buy other assets. And this is also known as debt recycling. And so this is the next big point for 2024, is that we want to debt recycle on our own home. Because we're putting so much money into the raise and build project around that $500,000 mark, we want to look to refinance in June 2024. Now, when we do that refinance, we'll probably be able to access about $600,000 to $800,000, assuming my numbers are correct on the end valuation, and also assuming we have the serviceability to pull out that money. Now, what this means is we're going to be able to refinance the triple Gable Queenslander and have 2 types of debt. We're going to have some bad debt and we're going to have some good debt. The bad debt is tied to our own home and was not used for investment purposes. But doing the new refinance on the triple Gable Queenslander will allow us to pull out good debt, and we're going to be using that good debt in a separate loan for separate purposes to be used for investments. Now, this leads me into the second half of 2024 or 2025 and even 2026, which is our motel plan. So from June 2024, Emily and I are going to be putting the feelers out. We've got a few target locations of motels across Southeast Queensland and across New South Wales that are ranging between that $1.6 to $3 million mark. So we're going to be looking at motels between that $1.5 to $3 million range and targeting motels with somewhere between 8 to 15 units. So the idea with that motel purchase, whether it happens late 2024 because we pull out, say, $600,000 to $800,000 and use those funds to make a down payment on a motel, which is very exciting, or whether that happens in 2025 or 2026 will depend on the timing for our family, will depend on the timing for our business, because the business is my priority for myself and my team and our clients. And so it's going to be a balancing act and finding the right property and negotiating the right deal. We're also going to be looking for a renovation project. Ideally, we're going to be looking for a really solid motel that has future value add potential, both in the short and long term. And we'll be looking to do a rebrand. So ideally, a brick motel that's in a good location that we can touch up, paint, rebrand, revitalize, maybe throw in a new pool, things like that to add value and give it a cosmetic look and feel upgrade. So that's the big plans with the motel in 2024. So early next year, finish off the triple Gable Queenslander. Then we're looking to do some renovations on the COFS units. That'll be a smaller scale between 5 to 25 grand. Then a big refinance, potentially pulling out somewhere between $500,000 to $1 million from our triple Gable Queenslander because we've invested so much cash into that property and turning that bad debt into good debt. And then looking to buy and build our motel by doing some major renovations to do a rebrand and to create a big business out of that motel and looking to scale our portfolio that way. The most important thing with all of this is to come back to why. Why are we building this property portfolio? What good is it spending the time looking at spreadsheets, looking at numbers on a page, in your bank account, in Excel? What's the purpose of it all? Now, it all for me comes back to time. Time for my family, time in my faith, time playing football, doing the things I love. So the whole reason about building this property portfolio is not to have something that's flashy and not have 10 properties or 50 properties or 50 million. I don't need that much money. Sure, it's great if there's a purpose to building a larger asset base and building a larger portfolio, if there's a reason behind it. And so there needs to be a reason to go from 5 to 10 to 15 million or 50 million. And for Emily and I guess our targets are 5 to 10 million. That's the target I see for us, and we're in together. We've always been in this together, Emily and I, from the very start when we first got married and we're living off baked beans and making some terrible burritos in our very small unit on the south side of Brisbane, to renovating and building our property portfolio together. We've been in the entire portfolio together as a team, and the whole portfolio gives us purpose. Now, that's why I created my business, Purpose Property. Every property has a purpose in your portfolio, and the property portfolio should allow you to live out your purpose. And so my purpose is helping people. There's not a lot of financial literacy out there, and that's why I create these videos on YouTube to help people, educate them about the property market, specifically here in Southeast Queensland and broader when it comes to building a property portfolio. So that's the real reason why we're doing all these things. Yes, it can be stressful at times. Yes, things go up and down. You don't always hit it out of the park or hit home runs, but you do have to have a go. If you do sit on the sidelines and hope and wish that you did something, whether it's the stock market, whether it's the property market, whether it's starting your own business or growing your career, you do need to look at what your end goal is. If you do nothing, you will get nothing. So in my opinion, doing nothing is more of a risk than trying to start and build a property portfolio. The risks that Emily and I have taken have been calculated. We've made calculated decisions, and that's probably helped from my chartered accountant background, but we've taken those calculated decisions, we've taken some risks, again calculated risks, and built our property portfolio one step at a time. So if you're looking to get together a property plan for 2024 and build out a property portfolio, I offer free strategy sessions for people looking to purchase their own home or an investment property here in the greater Brisbane market. So head over to purposeproperty.com.au to book in a free strategy session with myself, and we can break down your 2024 plans and how you can work towards financial freedom through property investment. If you're an owner-occupier here looking to buy in the greater Brisbane market, we can sit down and strategize about how to get you in the right home that suits your family's needs and ticks your boxes. So I'd love to hear from you as well in the comments down below. Tell me about your property plans in 2024 and beyond. Drop a like on this video and click this video over here to learn some more things about real estate, renovating, and financial freedom. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.